Like, talk about the MSP space and what you're seeing that the best MSPs are doing, because you touch so many of them on a daily basis. What are the best ones doing?
Great question. And I really think the best MSPs are investing in themselves. And really, the peer group community is chief among them. And they are investing their time and their energy. And as you know,
Mm,
we would go and we would do the lunch and learn, we would do the dinners and all this, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. But I knew that those Evolve members, they had
right.
spent basically 9 hours, okay, 9 hours, one of which may have been a lunch and learn by me or another vendor, but they were in that room for 9 hours. Do that for 3 days, okay, or 2.5 days, whatever, and then they do that 4 times a year. So that is a tremendous investment in your team, whether you're the owner or whether you're the service leader or you're the operations man, whatever. But taking your team and saying, "Look, let me invest my time, my resources in this process." So, to your question, the best MSPs are structured. Okay, and I mentioned peer groups, I mentioned EOS, but if you have a structure in place, it then becomes possible to plug and play. But one of the things that I always preach, especially how to retain, is there needs to be some career pathing. Now, we all have seen the career help desk that wants to be help desk one and help desk two, help desk three, and they're very good and they're very content about that. Okay. So there's a place on the team for that. So have that org chart and make sure that that any team member is always has that, can look to that chart, that org chart or that career path and say, look, this is my next evolution. And if I don't make it to my next evolution, well, why? Okay, what are the KPIs? What are the benchmarks that I have to hit so I can move from help desk two to help desk three? And then if I don't do it, that's on me. That's not on the client. And when you're doing your peer review, your yearly reviews, you've got that there. Hey, did you hit your benchmarks? Did you get your AZ 900,
Right.
whatever it may be? And if no, I didn't do that. Well, that's what we need to do. We agreed upon this. That's in our, whether it's in the handbook or the jobs or whatever, but the organizational piece is key. And having the right structure, which actually I think comes from leadership. That's what we're seeing a lot now too, is really over the last 12 to 18 months, my biggest ask has been, hey, I need director of client services. I need director of professional services. I need VP of operations, because I think it's become apparent now in some of the coaching I'm sure you do with your partners is like, let's build that team. And sometimes we can go bottom up, but if we get the right leadership in place,
Right.
it's easier to get the branches put in place beyond that. And once those branches are there, what's next? Where do they go?
Right.
So on and so forth. So to answer your question, it's having that structure in place. What regardless of what you do, peer group, EOS.
Top grading. Yeah, I was going to mention that. Well, and what I found too is that, what I'm starting to see, and I've talked to a couple of different folks about it, is I guess they used to call it the Peter principle, and I think it's a little probably negative in regards to that. But you've got some great folks that start out with MSPs and they grow with the MSP over time, and eventually they become the service manager. And some of those folks don't have any formal business training. They don't have any formal like process management training. They don't have any of that stuff, but they're really good at like, working an engineering issue, and they're really great at like working with the other team members, but they don't understand the processes and the systems that are required to scale a business. As you said, like the better MSPs have got management in place that understands processes and controls and the importance of job descriptions and, you know, being more than one person deep on a team and that sort of thing.
I know EOS is big on like accountability. If you write it down and you do a review, whether it's a 6 or a 12-month review, it, you should have clear expectations of what you as a, if you're the leader, if you're the manager, are looking for in your team members. And if as a manager you can't give that to your team, well then that then falls on you. And
Right.
if you can give it to your team and they are unable to hit those benchmarks, well then that's on them. So and together, hopefully it's not a sporting event where there's a winner and a loser. That's
Yeah.
everything should be collaborative, but that's shoring up those processes,